Hello, friends. Welcome back. I am happy to be here with you. I want to address a big, huge elephant in this space. It's not me. It's the stigma that comes along with manufactured housing, with trailer courts, mobile courts. It's unfortunate that it is still in effect, and it's understandable in some ways, because not every single community, mobile home community, is a high-end place to live or good quality living standards. There are ones that are bad, but just like there are apartment complexes that are bad, just like there's single-family home neighborhoods that are bad, there's just bad areas, bad neighborhoods, but it doesn't mean that the whole thing is bad, right? So one of the things that you're probably going to be running across as you move forward with considering investing in mobile homes, possibly looking to work with us with our system and start to implement it, is that you are going to have individuals that say, "What the crud are you thinking? Why are you even considering playing in the trailer court? Why are you going to do that? It's a depreciating asset. It's high risk. It's not a good neighborhood. You're going to lose your money." You know how I know? I had the same obstacles, right from the beginning. I was a 20 some odd year old punk that moved from the East Coast to Utah, trying to start a different life for myself, reinvent myself, I guess is what I was looking for. I was living in a relative's basement, didn't even have a car. Finally ended up getting a job after 3 months because the one that I had set up a week before I moved out to Utah had told me, "Hey, we're not hiring anymore. We're not going to be hiring you on." Whatever, right? Nice, thanks. But I ended up stumbling across an amazing individual that opened up my eyes to the possibility. I was, in a lot of cases, like the general populace when I first heard him say, "Well, have you thought about investing in the mobile home park?" "No, I've never been in one. I don't want to go there. Why would I want to go there? Isn't that not necessarily the best neighborhood? Blah, 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 blah." All the typical ridiculous stereotypes. Okay. I was one of those. He was an individual that was self-made. He loved to invest in cash flows. He was raised by a single mom with 8 kids, meager means. At a very young age, tried to figure out how to start making money and making things easier for he and his family. Got married at a younger age, and ended up sharing his investments and his ideas for investments with his kids, and all of them are like multimillionaires. They just think differently. And I guess he kind of took me on as one of his kids and wanted to share with me that insight, that perspective. He said, "Why don't you find a place where you can invest a small amount of money and be able to be the big person, because you've got cash, you've got a chunk of money that is cash, and that you can end up having monthly income coming in to help supplement your lifestyle and to build and grow your wealth, because you get rich off of flipping houses, but you get wealthy off of the income." Well, the problem is a lot of people end up thinking from an income standpoint, well, that's a rental property. Well, at that point in time, I couldn't afford a rental property. I couldn't even afford a single family home myself. I was living in somebody's basement, for heaven's sakes. Couldn't even afford to bring my car out there. So what ended up happening is he just, kind of coached me and got me thinking about some different things, showed me some numbers, and essentially said, "Do you have some sort of collateral that you could go to the bank, give them, and they could end up giving you a loan?" I said, "Okay, well, my first car is a 1973 Chevy Nova. I do have title to that. I'll go down and see if it's worthwhile, go see." And lo and behold, they gave me 6 grand. Okay. So now I had some money in my pocket, and he said, "Okay, next step would be go out and take a look at, some of these communities and see if there's anything for sale." Lo and behold, shortly after that, in an area that I was totally unfamiliar with and was told it was horrible, but I'm originally from an area that's got bad crime. So not where I live, but in the general vicinity. So this wasn't bad. But anyway, ended up finding a home that was owned by a couple that had split up, hadn't been living there for 2 years, and had no intention of being there, was tired of paying lot rent, and just wanted to be done with it. I paid them cash, took that home on, didn't have enough money to be able to pay somebody to do the work. So guess who had to learn how to do the work themselves? Well, that was a huge learning curve. Thankfully, my father had taught me some things as a child, but I had a huge learning curve because a lot of things are different on a manufactured home. So that was the first home I did. That home within 3 months was sold, had my initial investment completely back. That means repairs and everything back when it was sold. And then I was receiving, I think it was $250 a month for the next 5 years on that home based off of that price tag. At that point in time, I was hooked because I got my money back, which I was concerned and worried about. And then I had money coming in. And then I also had collateral that I could repossess if they stopped paying, and I could do it again. So I took the money and did it again, took the money, did it again. The thing is this, it wasn't easy to be positive about it because what ended up happening is when I first bought the home, so let's back up a little bit. When I first bought the home, my whole entire family, friends, everybody that knew me told me I was a fool, that I was going to lose my money. In fact, I had my parents come out, take a look at my investment, and they said that I was going to end up being flat broke and have to move back to where they were. Great. I had an uncle say the same thing. I had other relatives say the same thing. Everybody around me wasn't excited for me taking this risk. I do not come from a family of entrepreneurs. I do not come from a golden spoon, platinum spoon family by any means. I wasn't set up to be an entrepreneur. I didn't have a lot of extra funds. It was all me. It was me and only me doing this and trying this. And the reality is I was raised to work for somebody. And being an entrepreneur, I kind of like that. But I didn't know that I had what it would take to do it. So I had to, over the years, become more and more confident in my skill set and my ability to own my own company. And I learned a heck of a lot of things over the years. When I first got started, I was, first off, female. Okay, when you're into trades and construction and you're doing work on a property yourself, working in that industry, there are situations that arise and preferences and stigmas and stereotypes that go along with that. Not only just a trailer court, right? Not everybody wants to work on a mobile home either. So that's another reason why I did it. Plus also myself. Plus also, I was in my 20s. I didn't have gray hair. I was way young. I didn't even know what I didn't know. So with all of that, maybe that's the reason why I was okay with getting started that way, because I was clueless. I don't know. I was a skeptical clueless. But the reality is I kept on pushing. I kept on trying it over and over again, even though pretty much everybody around me said I was a fool. So I just stopped talking to those people. And I ended up going to places where I could be supported. So back to this gentleman who introduced the concept to me. He was very, very supportive. Thank goodness. And and this is the other thing. I ended up going to real estate investment clubs back then and got scoffed at. People told me I was a fool. They laughed. They laughed because they considered these worthless. Absolutely worthless. Now, looking back at that, such a good thing that they looked at it as worthless, because I got to the point where I am 20 years later because of that, because of the stigmas and the stereotypes, because not everybody's willing to play in this arena. Not everybody's willing to play in this industry. That's a good thing. People being naysayers can actually be a really, really good thing, because if they haven't done it, and let me add something to that, if they haven't done it well, they haven't done it using our system, which has a 20-year track record of success, okay? They really don't know. They shouldn't be projecting things on you or being naysayers when they really don't know. If they haven't done it, they really shouldn't have an opinion in regard to being negative about it. So with that all being said, there have been a lot of naysayers throughout my life. I've had some obstacles as far as age. When I was younger, when I got started, I was young, I was naive, I was eager. Plus also I was talking wicked fast. because I was from the East Coast, and the people in the West Coast are just kind of looking at me like, who the heck are you? You're speaking in different tongues. So I had that factor. I didn't know anybody in the area. Female, not a lot of money, not a lot of support, but I still did it. I kept on doing it because I ended up having faith in myself and I wanted something different. I ended up loving entrepreneurism, ended up loving it, even though I was raised to be a worker for somebody else. And now at this point, fast forward 20 years later, Nolan and I have multiple companies that are all pretty much related to manufactured housing, mobile homes that are multi-million-dollar home properties. Or sorry, multi-million-dollar businesses with those types of properties, that asset class associated with it. You can do it too. Learn our system. Follow what we do. I've got chinks in my armor. I got gray hair for a reason, folks. I've gone through it. So let me take on the gray hair challenges, the stressors, the learning curves, the school of hard knocks, so that you don't have to. I'll teach you the ins and outs of how to be successful and how to successfully navigate through this business so that you don't have to stumble along and end up getting gray hair, if you will, prematurely. Okay, that you can end up having the best possible chances for success as long as you follow the system. We've got many individuals that have been able to change their life. And the thing that's a lot of people prefer, and one of the things that I love about this industry is that I have small investments, incremental investments across a large array of markets, types of assets, communities, finishes, number of beds and baths, year, and so on and so forth. Whereas if you're in single family homes, $350,000, $250,000 keeps you in one spot. You hope you bought in the right spot. You hope you did the right types of repairs. You hope it's going to appraise for what you thought it was going to, even though the market's shifting. You hope you're going to be able to sell it quickly, because without that home selling in that one location, all your money or a good portion of your money's tied in one spot. Whereas with manufactured home, you can spread that out. We've got multiple assets in multiple states throughout different communities, all different types of homes. We have park models all the way up to huge, large, very expansive, I said, not expensive, manufactured homes that are 4 bedrooms plus in great communities that are almost like a country club if it was single family homes. And what you're doing is you're spreading your risk in a shifting economic situation. You're spreading your risk over a variety of different areas, and you're going to have opportunities where there's certain things, if things end up getting difficult or challenging, that you can liquidate a few chunks of this and still have your home runs on your books to be able to profit from, versus just sitting in one spot. And I'll afford you a great opportunity for cash flow, chunks of money. Nolan and I just recently ended up having a manufactured home that I picked up for $15,000 market value, and that was $75,000. These people are just in a situation where they're just about to lose it. They were going to be in more debt and have an eviction and not have an asset, not have any money in their pocket if they didn't choose to do something like that. And the thing is for us, with the way that community is, with the way the market is, with the type of home that it was, we needed to have a good buffer built in on that property. For me, it didn't matter whether I bought it or not. I just go buy something else. For that individual, it was everything. Okay. And I'm not looking to take advantage of people. People have the choice to be able to accept or not accept certain things. I have to make sure that we are protected as far as our returns are based off of what's going on in the market, and also adjustments for appraisals too. So we're going to be clearing $30,000 on that house. $30,000. Some people are lucky if they're clearing that on a single family home. Now you might be saying, well, have you ever played in single family? Yes, I have. Actually, through the recession, I played in single family homes before and during. And that is when I decided to shift exclusively to manufactured homes. What was happening is our single family flips that we had done were sitting on the market longer and longer and longer. There were fewer and fewer people that were able to qualify for financing for those homes. We had a lot of money sitting in one spot. But my manufactured homes were flying off the shelf with multiple bids, multiple offers. I had bidding wars on my manufactured homes. I couldn't keep them in stock because we were offering seller financing on those, or people had a smaller amount of money that they could cash that out. And in the meantime, rather than going and trying to get a single family home that they maybe lost or they couldn't afford or they couldn't qualify for, they took a chunk of money and came into the trailer park. The thing that's awesome about our industry, manufactured housing, mobile homes, sitting on leased land specifically, is that you're just going to have your buyers, target buyers, potential clients, click up or click down depending on what's going on with the economy. What I mean by that is certain people are going to be able to afford or not be able to afford or get transitioned to or get transitioned out of the mobile home parks because of what's happening with the economy. Okay. And so that means that no matter what's going on, whether it's a COVID type of craziness or whether it is a 2008 through 2011 type of downturn or the weird stuff that we have going on currently, we're always making money. Always making money. And obviously you got to be smart about the homes you buy and what you do to them. And that's what we teach. I mean, we just follow our system. That's what we teach. But when it comes back to the stigmas and stereotypes, yes, play in the trailer park, play in the mobile home park. I often tease that I take people to the dark side of the real estate because a lot of people don't understand it. They don't know it much about it. They don't understand it, yet they have very strong opinions about it. And so if you're facing that, and that is affecting you making a decision as to whether to go in and start investing and explore investing in manufactured homes or not, I would hope that you would listen to my story and where I'm at and take a look at that seriously. Take a look at what Warren Buffett owns. He owns Clayton Homes. Not only does he fill up manufactured home parks, but he also sells manufactured homes and finances those on leased land. He's a pretty savvy guy. He's got a little bit of experience behind him, right? As far as financial stability and good, basically good mind as far as where to invest and when. So, and the other thing is too, is get this, a lot of investment firms, a lot of bigger investors are coming and buying the mobile home parks. So mobile homes, anything mobile home related is starting to come on the radar as being a bit more profitable, better opportunity, better spread. Best time to get in is now. There's tons of opportunity out there and you may as well get your piece. It's a phenomenal way to work at it part-time as a side hustle to make supplemental income. Could be a hobby, could be something you do in your retirement, could end up being your new full-time gig because you're just tired of the industry that you're in. I stopped working for somebody else because I had a good thing. And if I worked at it full-time, it turned into a multi-million-dollar organization, at least one, if not multiples. And we actually have multiples now. So I worked at it as far as probably for a good portion of the first 10 years of the business as a part-time thing while I was working for somebody else. Portion of that time, I was on the road traveling nationwide, even sometimes internationally. And so I wasn't in the home market. Nolan handled some of the stuff locally for us. But for the most part, I was able to still, even not being here local, being busy on the road, pretty much, I think I would have maybe 6 days a month home. And that wasn't necessarily even a working day. Like, you know, it could have been a weekend or like a Sunday where everything shuts down here. So if I could end up doing the business then and still ended up averaging, I think we averaged about 15 homes a year, even at that point in time, doing it really, really part-time and not even being in the same state and having minimal time to put into it and still be able to have at least 15 homes done with cash flows coming in. to the tune at that point in time, we are at 250, I think, to about $400. Now it's a different number set. Normally right now we're looking at about 450 up to about 900 to 1,000, $1,200 a month for the payments. But back then it was that number that I just gave you, but that was part-time and it was supplemental income coming in, and I didn't have to work that hard doing it. But I was willing to put the effort in and net leverage some of the individuals within my network to be able to help me out from a boots on the ground standpoint, that when I got into the area during that period of time, I took care of a heck of a lot of business. And the thing that's awesome about it also is that with our digital age, with the amount of cool apps and technology that we have available to us, it makes it even easier than when I was doing it. So if you're trying to overcome excuses, because that's what they are, they're excuses, or obstacles that you view that are things that are going to decide for you whether you decide to go down the path of flipping mobile homes or not. I hope some of my experience, some of the things that I've been able to do, some of the things I've been able to overcome, end up showing you that you can do it. It's not, I'm not super person. I'm no superhuman individual. I'm no different than you. There's no reason why you can't do it. Are you busy? Yes. Was I busy? Yes. I wasn't even in the same state. I was working full time out of state. I wasn't in the same time zone in a lot of cases. I was 8 to 12 hours ahead or behind in a lot of cases. And I still ended up maintaining. In fact, we actually grew the business during that period of time. Was I young when I started? Yes. Did people think I was a young whippersnapper and didn't know what the heck I was talking about? And they dismissed me. Some did. Didn't care about that. Was I a female working in and working with individuals in the trades? And did I not understand what they were saying most of the time? Yeah. Did they discredit me? Sometimes. Did I still end up doing it? Yeah, I'm a general contractor now. I know the ins and outs of manufactured homes now. Grateful for that. Persistence, perseverance. Did I have a lot of people tell me I was going to lose my money and that I shouldn't be playing in a trailer park, that somebody's going to pick it up with their pickup and haul it off, and that it's a depreciating asset, and that it's worthless, and it's a dangerous place to play, and that, nobody could possibly make any money in there, and that you're going to lose all your money and you're a fool for doing it? Yeah. But look where I'm at. 20 years later, I'm still doing it full time, multiple businesses that are all mobile home related, manufactured home related. You too can do the same thing. You got to overcome it. You have to be willing to see beyond it. The other thing is this: with us, with our system, you have the tools, you have the experience, you have the blueprint, the step-by-step that I didn't have. I created this raw. I had to go through the school of hard knocks. I had to get the gray hair for you. Happy to share it with you. You just have to be willing to take a look at the whole picture and decide whether it's something that you want to push through, whether you want to make those changes for you and your posterity, and to be able to have those opportunities for yourself. We hope to have you consider working with us and utilizing our system to be able to change your life, to be able to have that extra income, whether it's a side hustle because you love your industry that you're in, right? Or whether it is to replace a career that you just can't stand and have something that can sustain you full time, that you love. I love what I do every single day. I love what I do. In fact, many, many times I work later because I love what I do. Love it. That's why I'm sitting here speaking to you after 5. Okay. If I was working for somebody else, I wouldn't be sitting here speaking with you. I would have clocked out already, and I would have shut up and sent this video on its way. So I am D. It's my nickname. My name is Dawn Erling, but I go by D. All my friends call me D, so feel free to do so too. We are mobile home flippers. We are seasoned 20-year veterans that have a system in place that we'd love to share with you to give you an opportunity to make those changes. We just hope that you give us a chance. Check out our videos, see what we have to offer, listen to what nuances, knowledge, experience, ups, downs, likes, dislikes that we have about the business. and decide for yourself. If you'd like to join us in this endeavor and walk down this path with us, we would love to be able to share that information with you. Make it a great day.